Imagine for a moment that within your very body exists a map of the universe itself. Pathways of light, rivers of energy, and sacred gateways, known as chakras, reside within you. Chakras are not merely abstract concepts, but ancient keys to unlocking health, emotional balance, and the spiritual bridge between heaven and earth. Civilizations from Egypt to India, from China to mystical esoteric traditions, have all spoken of these hidden power centers. Across ancient traditions, there exists a shared understanding. We are not just physical beings, we are layered and multidimensional. Surrounding and interpenetrating the physical body is a subtle energetic matrix, a network of vibrations often called the subtle body or light body. This energetic anatomy includes three main components. First, chakras, which are spinning energy centers along the spine. Second, nadis, energy channels, similar to spiritual nerves. And lastly, the aura, the electromagnetic field that surrounds you in totality. Understanding these systems is the foundation of inner alchemy, transmuting dense energy into light, shadow into wisdom. And today, we journey deep into the mystery of the chakras. The idea of subtle energy flowing through the human body is not bound to one time or place. Across continents and millennia, sages, priests, and mystics all spoke of an invisible force that animated life and flowed through secret channels within us. What India called prana, China named chi, Egypt knew as sacral, and the Greeks spoke of as pneuma. Though the languages differ, the essence is the same. Life is not only physical, but luminous, spiritual, radiant. The word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word for wheel or disc. In Indian traditions, chakras are spinning wheels of subtle energy, aligned along the spine, governing not only the body, but also the soul's evolution. But India is not alone. In ancient Egypt, priest initiates spoke of the sacral, vital force energy that flowed through channels and lotus-like centers. The imagery of the Jed pillar, which is the spine of Osiris, and the spine of the Ankh, both mirror the awakened column of energy we call the kundalini, rising through the chakras. In China, Taoist masters cultivated qi, energy flowing through meridians, with key centers called dantians, which resonate with chakra points. Through breath meditation and movement like Tai Chi, Taoists circulated this energy, guiding it up the spine in the practice of the microcosmic orbit, echoing the same current known as kundalini in India. In the Kabbalah, the tree of life with its 10 sephiroth maps onto the human body, echoing the chakra system with energy rising up the central column, awakening divine light. All of these traditions, though separated by geography and culture, point toward a single hidden truth, that within each human being is a ladder of light, a bridge between earth and heaven. To explore the chakras is to enter a timeless current of wisdom, a thread that runs through every ancient mystery. And as we journey inward, we discover that this wisdom is not far away. It is alive within our own body, waiting to be awakened. There are 7 primary chakras, each aligned with specific organs, emotions, and states of consciousness. At the base of our being lies the root chakra, the foundation stone of the entire system. It anchors us to the earth, to survival, to security. In the Indian traditions, it is called Muladhara, the red wheel that grounds our spirit and flesh. When this chakra is strong, we feel safe, supported, and steady. When it falters, life can feel unstable, uncertain, like a tree without roots. Just above it, in the waters of the lower abdomen, spins the sacral chakra, the wellspring of creativity, sexuality, and flow. It is the orange lotus of Svadhisthana, a place where emotions and passions stir. The Taoists understood the center as the lower dantian, the cauldron where life force is brewed. When it shines, we express freely and love our sensuality. When dim, we may feel blocked, numb, or creatively barren. Rising higher, fire awakens at the solar plexus chakra, a golden sun of energy in the core. Known as Manipura, it is the seat of willpower, strength, and transformation. The ancient Egyptians saw it as the fire of Ra dwelling within, the radiant solar force that empowers the soul. Similarly, in esoteric circles, it is seen as the sun. Here, our self-esteem and courage are tested. Do we stand tall in our light or shrink into shadows of doubt? Then comes the center of love itself, the heart chakra, a green rose blooming in the chest. Anahata, the unstruck sound, is the place where human love opens into divine love. Mystics across cultures recognize the holiness of the heart. In Christianity, the Sacred Heart glowing with Christ's flame. In Egypt, the heart weighed against Ma'at's feather to measure purity of soul. When this gateway is clear, compassion flows naturally. When closed, bitterness and isolation take root. At the throat, the Vishuddha chakra spins like a blue jewel. This is the center of truth, the voice of the soul. In Egypt, the god Ptah spoke the world into being with heart and tongue united, an echo of the throat chakra's creative power. Here, expression becomes sacred. To speak one's truth, to chant, to sing, to let sound purify the body and uplift the spirit. But if blocked, silence, fear, and dishonesty cloud the voice. Between the brows glows the third eye chakra, Ajna, the indigo light of wisdom and intuition. This is the inner eye that sees beyond form, the mystical sight of seers. The Egyptians knew it as the eye of Horus, the awakened vision of higher reality. When clear, the mind is sharp, dreams are vivid, and intuition guides like a compass of light. When clouded, confusion reigns and the world feels dull, devoid of magic. At the crown of the head shines the crown chakra, Sahasrara, a 1,000-petaled lotus opening to the infinite. It is the violet-white halo that mystics, saints, and pharaohs alike carried in art and symbol, the mark of union with the divine. Here the self dissolves into pure spirit. If awakened, bliss, clarity, and oneness flood the being. If dormant, life may feel disconnected, without purpose, cut off from the greater mystery. Together, these 7 centers form a sacred ladder within us. From earth to spirit, from survival to transcendence, each chakra is a step on the soul's path of awakening. To walk the path of the chakras is not simply to know them. It is to tend them, as one would a sacred garden of light within. When the energy centers fall out of balance, the whole being feels the weight of disharmony. But with self-awareness and ancient practices, we can bring them back into harmony, restoring their natural radiance. The breath is the first and most vital key. Across cultures, breath was seen as the bridge between body and spirit, the prana of the yogis, the chi of the Taoists, the divine breath that brought life to Adam in the Hebrew scriptures. When we breathe with awareness, deeply into the belly, up through the chest, and out through the crown, we awaken the current that flows through the chakras, like a river cleaning the stones along its bed. Sound, too, is a powerful healer. Every chakra resonates with its own vibration, its own subtle song. The ancients knew this through mantra in India, through the sacred chanting of Egyptian hymns, through the harmonic tones of Chinese medicine. When we chant Lam at the root or Om at the crown, the body trembles with resonance, as if remembering a forgotten language of the soul. Colors become medicine as well. To gaze upon red strengthens the root. Orange ignites the sacral. Green nourishes the heart. The mystics who adorned their temples with color were not decorating. They were harmonizing energy, aligning the inner and outer worlds. In fact, the Creator surrounded us with green in nature and light blue in the sky to encourage us to strengthen the heart and throat chakras in preparation for the next steps in our spiritual evolution, encouraging us to reach upward toward the light. You too can bring these hues into your clothing, your food, your space, allowing color to weave balance through your being. Movement is another sacred art, the yogi stretching into asana, the Taoist flowing in Tai Chi, the Egyptian priestess dancing in temple ritual, the belly dancer undulating energy. All knew that when the body moves, the energy flows. Through these gestures, the chakras spin freely, unstuck from stagnation. Even simple movements, walking barefoot upon the earth or swaying gently with closed eyes, can open channels long forgotten. And then there is reflection, the inner work of truth. Each chakra carries not only light but also shadow. To balance them, one must face what is hidden. Fears at the root, shame at the sacral, anger in the solar plexus, grief in the heart, lies at the throat, illusions at the third eye, and doubt at the crown. Journaling, contemplation, or prayer reveal these shadows, transforming them into fuel for growth. Emotions are not meant to stay stuck. They are energy in motion. When we consciously process an emotion, we allow it to rise through our energy centers, assessing and transforming it at each stage until it becomes wisdom. Let's take the example of fear, a very primal, survival-based emotion, and see how it can be alchemized from the root chakra all the way to the crown. It begins in the root chakra as raw survival instinct. You pause, breathe, and ground into the earth until that fear softens into stability, realizing you are safe. It flows into the sacral chakra, where rigidity melts into adaptability. You move, sway, pace, or let the breath become fluid, and suddenly change feels less threatening. In the solar plexus, fear shows up as self-doubt or a personal attack. In fact, this is where most people are centered, in the birthplace of ego. Ask yourself, am I in fear because of the illusion of ego? You breathe deep into your belly, straighten your spine, and it becomes empowerment. In the heart, fear softens further, revealing its vulnerability. You recognize oneness with all, even those beings who are less evolved. You see yourself in them and them in you. You breathe into your chest, letting compassion dissolve its edges. At the throat, you give the emotion a voice, speaking, humming, or chanting until fear becomes truth. You express your true self, not from a place of anger, but from a place of understanding. In the third eye, you see the bigger picture. You see your part in the anger, and you douse it with the energy of love and wisdom. What once felt dangerous now reveals its lesson. And at the crown, fear dissolves completely into light, replaced by peace and trust in the divine. When you process an emotion in this way, you're not suppressing it. You're transforming it. Each chakra offers a unique lens for growth, and together they alchemize raw emotion into higher wisdom. This is the path of inner alchemy, turning heavy energy into light, one breath at a time. Above all, the key to balance is to dwell within the heart chakra, the luminous green center that lies at the midpoint of the system. The heart is the bridge between the physical chakras below and the spiritual chakras above. When we live in the heart, we are not lost in survival, nor do we float away into abstract spirituality. We stand balanced between heaven and earth. Mystics across ages echo the same truth, that when one rests in the heart, love flows upward as prayer and downward as compassion. To remain heart-centered is to remain aligned, steady, and whole. The chakras aren't just spiritual concepts. They're intimately connected to your physical body. Each chakra governs not only certain aspects of consciousness, but also specific organs, glands, and body systems. When energy is flowing, that part of the body is nourished with life force. But if a chakra is blocked, overactive, or out of balance, the physical structures in that region can begin to show strain. Over time, this can contribute to illness or chronic discomfort. For example, if the throat chakra is blocked, you might notice recurring sore throats, thyroid imbalances, or tension in the neck and jaw. A blocked solar plexus chakra might manifest as digestive issues, ulcers, or adrenal fatigue. In the heart chakra area, imbalance can show up as lung conditions, high blood pressure, or even postural issues from a closed chest. This doesn't mean energy blocks are the only cause of illness, but they can be a deeper layer that influences recovery. Addressing the chakra near the affected area through breathwork, meditation, sound, color, and emotional release can support the body's natural healing process. To sense the state of your chakras, pause and listen inward. Notice the body's whispers, a knot in the stomach, a lump in the throat, a heaviness in the heart. These sensations are not accidents. They are messages from the gateways within, asking for your care. When you answer with breath, with sound, with movement, with honesty, and most importantly with love, the chakras awaken. Balancing the chakras is not about perfection, it is about rhythm. Like tuning the strings of a sacred instrument, we continually return them to harmony. And in doing so, the music of the soul can be heard again, clear and beautiful. When the chakras awaken and harmonize, the body becomes a living temple, a pillar of light. At the base of this temple coils the kundalini, the serpent of divine energy, sleeping and waiting to rise. Mystics across ages describe this ascent in many tongues. Yet, in every tradition, one teaching stands clear. The ascent cannot bypass the heart. The lower centers give us strength, creativity, and will to tread the material world. The higher centers open vision and divine communion. But only the heart can unite them. It is the bridge across the great divide, the green fire where heaven and earth meet in harmony. When the serpent rises and reaches the heart, it is tested. Will the power born in the lower chakras be transmuted into love, or will it burn as ambition, pride, and desire? The ancients understood this trial. The heart is not just a single chakra among 7. It is the axis, the fulcrum, the sacred doorway. When centered in the heart, we are not torn between body and spirit, we embody both. Our earthly life becomes an offering, and our spiritual vision finds roots in compassion. As energy continues upward, the third eye blossoms into wisdom, the crown opens into light, and the self dissolves into unity with the divine. But this flowering can only endure if its roots are nourished in the heart. Without it, spiritual power becomes unbalanced, and the path veers into illusion. With it, the ascent becomes true awakening, the marriage of spirit and matter, heaven and earth within one human soul. Thus, the mystical path of the chakras is not simply a climb from base to crown, but a continual return to the heart. To live from this center is to walk the bridge each day, carrying love from the higher realms into the physical world, and lifting the beauty of the physical into the embrace of spirit. For the heart is both the bridge and the destination, the place where all paths converge into love, and where the human becomes divine. As the mystics have always known, love is the energy of the Creator. Align with love to align with spirit. This is the hidden purpose of the chakras, not only to heal the body or awaken the mind, but to remind you of what you truly are. A living connection between the stars above and the ground beneath. A channel through which the universe experiences itself. And the more you walk that inner path, perfecting each chakra in perfect harmony, the more the world around you will begin to glow with the same light that shines within. Thank you for watching. Stay grounded, stay balanced, stay anchored in the heart. Namaste.